Gil Radtke began learning all about short track racing at age 13, flipping burgers and chasing beer for the concession stands at the Hales Corners Speedway. His father was a racer there and a schoolmate of promoter John Cation. After 2 years of experience behind the scenes, he asked Butch Koch, the Speedway safety director, if he could join the fire crew. Gil worked at Cedarburg, Hales Corners, and the Milwaukee Mile on the fire crew. Little did Gil know that this would lead him to a lifetime journey ensuring and improving safety techniques at not only Hales Corners, but many speedways throughout the state of Wisconsin and the Midwest. Eventually, Koch retired from his role, and Gil took over safety at Hales Corners and the Milwaukee Mile. Gil honed his craft by watching other safety teams at other tracks while trying to make response times to accidents faster and more efficient at the tracks he worked with his crews. Along the way, he received the latest technology and training from sanctioning bodies such as CART, IRL, and NASCAR, along with training from the Milwaukee Mile Fire School. Armed with the latest techniques in track safety, his safety team at Hales and a traveling safety team he put together handling events at other tracks became the first to utilize full fire rescue using four-wheel ATVs. This optimized the response time and brought necessary life-saving equipment to an accident scene immediately for the betterment of safety on the track and in the pit areas. Gil and his crew became the full-time traveling safety team for the IRA Sprint Car Series under the direction of President Steve Sinclair, who liked what he saw in the equipment and trained personnel Gil had to offer. His team of professionals went on to work events for the World of Outlaws Sprint Series, the Midwest Sprint Association 360 Sprint Series, and during these years, Gil became Assistant Safety Director at the Milwaukee Mile. Gil's career has been chronicled in racing magazines such as Flat Out and Open Wheel Sprint Midget publications. His ideas have been copied by many sanctioning bodies and speedways, a compliment to the originator of such dedication to racetrack safety. Gil has received many awards for safety on behalf of his team, including Firefighter of the Year at the Milwaukee Mile, the IRA Schmidt Award, and others like the Midwest Speedway's Safety Award. Gil credits John Cation, Butch Koch, Jim Engel, Jim Wayner, and Steve Sinclair as the most helpful people in his career who showed the necessary concern in developing and improving racetrack safety in our area. Gil's favorite track, of course, was the Hales Corners Speedway because that is where he cut his teeth. But he also liked the challenges that the Dodge County Half Mile and the Quarter Mile Plymouth Dirt Track present on a nightly basis. Gil never raced himself other than driving in an officials race once at Hales Corners, and he is currently semi-retired from full-time duty, still doing about 8 to 12 shows a year. His efforts are appreciated by everyone who has ever attended a short track race where his crews were present during their lifetime, knowing that safety was an area that he dedicated his life to in his desire to help others. Here to present the induction award tonight to Gil Radtke is 2014 Hall of Fame inductee and 9-time IRA champion, Joe Rowe. Inducted into the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame in 2017 is Mr. Gil Radtke, and Gil will be accompanied on stage tonight for support by the IRA president, who flew in from Charlotte, North Carolina to be with us, Mr. Steve Sinclair.
Well, it's great to be here. I'm honored to be here on Gil's behalf, and it's really cool seeing a 9-time IRA champ Joe Rowe and 4-time IRA champ Gib Weiser and 3-time IRA champ Dickie Coburn over there. And last night I was with 8-time IRA champion Bill Balog and watched him just about pull off beating the World of Outlaws at the World Finals, and that was a pretty cool deal. So we flew in from Charlotte this morning, picked up my beautiful wife Elaine. Thought we were coming here for a nice night just to sit back and see my buddy get honored. In typical IRA fashion, we got our fingers crossed somehow, and I didn't know I was talking, but here we are. And then I was sitting over here the whole time trying to think what I'm going to say, and Dave pretty much just rattled it all off. So, but as you can see in the picture, what all the stuff that Gil, put together here, and it's gone far from that too. We've actually got an ATV now it's got like the jaws of life on the back. We can car a car apart, when we first started going on a road with the IRA back in '93, '94, we'd go to some tracks outside this area, and we'd be qualifying. Joe and Gib would be out there, and I'd be looking around thinking, well, where's the fire crew? Well, there wasn't one. It's the fire extinguisher next to the flagpole in the infield, and there's nobody in the infield to get to it if you needed it. So knowing how good the stuff was at Hales Corners and stuff, we made sure Gil became a full-time member of the IRA. And as a promoter per se, going to a racetrack knowing that I don't have to worry about that stuff. It's covered. These guys would have a plan. If so-and-so went over the fence, over here, how are we going to get to them? And in sprint cars, that does happen from time to time. And they've gone outside the track more than once. And knew how to get there and did a great job. And and he packs the biggest cooler in racing. and actually, his trailer actually had a pizza oven in it too. So those were the good times. And when I promote a race to this day, if I got Tony Stewart coming to Dodge County or we're running a race at Plymouth, I'm glad he said he's not fully retired. He's semi-retired because those are events that I bring him to. He's at them. I'm not going without him. And I'm going to get a little bad here, so I got to straighten up because he's going to get worse. So somewhere in the crowd is Wayne Majeski, and we were at an IRA race at Antigo, Wisconsin, and most racers should be trained to know if they got a problem, they go towards the safety crew. Well, Wayne's on fire. He's out of the car, and he's running away. And this big guy, he run him down. He tackled him, and that's pretty impressive. Stop, drop, and roll. That's right. And I'm not sure if Wayne got hurt more from the burns or from Gil landing on him, but there's many stories we could tell, and I am just so honored to have Gil and his staff around, and he trained our next guys that are with us, and he's just a great friend. He's a great guy, and he's what's really cool, I get to go to a lot of different racetracks, and to see now some of the smart ones now have vehicles like that, all because of this guy, is really pretty cool. So thank you very much for everything you've done for me, buddy. My step ladder.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the other inductees to the class of 2017. Also, I'd like you, for those who voted for me as a subscriber to the Vintage Modified Stock Car newsletter. And I'd like to thank all my safety team members. Over the years, I probably trained about 75 of them. And I'd like to thank what we call the old guys. They were always out there helping me set these four-wheelers up. There for a while, we were getting brand new four-wheelers from Cedar Creek Motorsports every year. Never knew what we were getting. They would point out two of them, and we had to put all this equipment on them. So I want to thank those guys for sticking with me all these years. And the other thing I'd like to thank is my wife. She, being part of the Lake family, which a lot of you people know, been around racing since 100 years, and I met her at the Milwaukee Mile, and it made my life a lot easier for 45 years going to racetracks and chasing race cars between the ovals, our asphalt, and the dirt stuff. she stuck with me all this, and she understood what it's all about. And that's how we became a great big family. She would be in the trailer. Wives, girlfriends would be coming over by her. What's going on the track? What's Gil saying? Somebody's hurt, somebody's not hurt. She usually knew by my voice what was what. And that's the way we went. And that's what I want to thank her for that, too. And that's about all I got. Thank you. Thank you.